And we are live. Hello, boys and girls, cats and dogs. We are an inclusive channel. And I want to welcome everyone who's here, the one person who's here already, and everybody else who comes along because we're here to have fun. That's really it. This is a Topic Tuesday. Hey, Julie. I'm going to show your package in a little bit when more people come along. And yeah, we're here to have fun. So I was watching some of my previous Topic Tuesdays. Because I wanted to make a list of all the topics I've done, because I thought that would help me in planning things. And, because it naturally happens that things repeat, and I don't want them to repeat too often. So, actually, I got it yesterday, Julie. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, I got it yesterday, Julie. And yes, you told me that it was going to arrive on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, Mr. H is here. I am so bleeding flattered to see you here. Wow. I'm so glad. Wow. I have, well, there aren't very many people here yet, but I have raved about your channel to my viewers because I love to watch you. And oh, by the way, Mr. H, this is going to be yours eventually when I finish it. It's a baby blanket because some of you might recall that a week or two ago we had an awful lot of sadness in our community, and it was the very day that Mr. H announced that he and his lovely wife are having a baby. And I was able to cheer up the room just with that little bit of news, just knowing that there was happiness, and that even though, as far as I know, Mr. H is not necessarily into yarn, we love him anyway. And I think it's going to be a very, very fortunate little boy or girl. I don't. Forgive me if I've missed it. Do you know yet whether it's a boy or a girl? Hey, Granny D. Hey, Frenchie. Hey, Heather. Wow. Anyway, yes. In fact, and I emailed you about this, Mr. H, that when we were talking about this, that one day when we were all just overwhelmed with sadness. The people I don't recall if it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday live, but the people the viewers in the room helped me choose the yarn for this because it's a wonderful color. And everybody thought that it's great for a boy or a girl. I myself get a little cranky when people talk about colors being specific to boys or girls. But, this is orange. Everybody loves orange. And if they don't, there's something wrong with them. So what else is going on? I'm actually flattered that Mr. H is here. I would encourage everyone to go and look at Mr. H's channel. He does wonderful, he's in England, and he does wonderful reactions to American videos that are like, this is what it's like to live in America. He does, and he also does a lot with American food. He made grits on a video recently, and he did a reasonably good job of it too. And he made some Southern iced tea. He sort of messed that up, but believe you me, we all let him know about that. Hey, Gigi. Hey, Crazy Engine. I'm so glad to see everybody. I really am glad to see everybody. It's been a good week. And so I have a lot to report, really. I've gotten out of the habit of talking about works in progress or finished objects, but I want to show you a few things. This is recently I got some yarn on clearance, and this is one thing I made out of it. It's one of my, this is my own shawl pattern. It's using the moss stitch, but this is some really wonderful self-striping yarn. It's this particular yarn, KC, and the color, I guess, is called Bliss as the series. The colorway is called Purple Black, and this is almost 2 full skeins of it. So that is a recent finished object. Everything else is really a work in progress right now. I had 2 other balls of that. This was all on clearance, and we love clearance prices. This is the same yarn in a different colorway, and this colorway is called Gray White. And I just started doing something with that. And I showed the baby blanket that I'm doing for Mr. H. This is part of a sweater. I have all the pieces, and this also is moss stitch. I sort of fell in love with moss stitch when Granny D did her, hey, Lori, and Diana Sharp and everybody else. Sort of fell in love with moss stitch when Granny D did her moss stitch challenge. So now, hey, left is right. Now I just have to piece the sweater together, and then it'll be fun. And then I have another thing that this is a design sample for a wrap pattern that I already have. The pattern itself is already in the tester's hands. I just haven't completed the design sample yet because it's taking forever. I have also had some happy mail recently. Hey, Leanne, glad to see you. I had some happy mail. I got some of my own merch. Actually, since I cannot order from my own store on Etsy, I don't know what that's about. So my sister ordered this for me. How cool is that? And on the back, it has, channel information. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. And this is one of the canvas bags with the Bearded Yarn Dudes logo. This is the logo that Daniel of Pawpla Yarns created for me. And if you keep watching, then, well, hold on, let me just... Okay, in a second then, Etsy, or rather, Nightbot will tell you where to get my merch, which is at my Etsy shop. So what I'm also going to do is, in a second, Nightbot will also tell you where to get my patterns at my Ravelry shop. What else do we have going on? Also, I got this wonderful gift from Julie Chaffee Maza. This is ice yarns. Look at this. Let me just take one of these balls out. Because I'm a great one for whipping one of your balls out to show it to people. Isn't that gorgeous? This is Ice Yarns Paris. And the I have to take the band off to get all the information. Paris. It's part wool, part acrylic, part metallic lurex. I don't see a colorway name, but how cool is this? What do you think I should make about this? Make with this? Don't you think it's gorgeous? So, and how many yards is this? This is, can't read this label. It's 125 meters. Multiply that by 1.1 and you get how many yards it is roughly. And so what, and I've got 8 of them. That's 1,000 meters of this crap, this beautiful yarn. Hey Brenda, so glad to see you. So not only did she send me this, she sent me, oh, I can't get it out of the box. Hey Kenny. Hey Roy and Becky. She sent me 6 cakes of this stuff. It's more ice yarn, and it too is sparkly. This one is called Cakes Glitz. Each of these cakes is 540 meters, and I have 4 of them. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do. I got my work cut out for me, don't I? But you know what? This project bag is great. So even though it's not exactly what I thought I was going to get, I still like it, and I love this logo that Daniel created for me. Okay, I'm so glad you came here to visit us, Mr. H. I'm very flattered, and I think you're wonderful. So everybody go look for Mr. H and Friends. That is the name of his channel, and he does wonderful stuff. If there's a moderator in the room, I would not mind if you drop the link. Let's see, what else was I going to say? Oh, I showed you some of the yarn that I got on clearance. I got some Lion Brand Mandala on clearance. Okay, now I've been blathering for a while now. Let's talk about our actual topic today. Our topic is, what is in your project queue? So I have a few things to finish that I've been showing you, but I also have plans for a new sweater project that is based on something that I saw Crystal Bagodet do. I have to talk to her about, I don't think it's original enough. Hi, Blind Stitches. I don't think it's I did see the hearts, Julie, yes. I don't think it's original enough to call it my own pattern, but it still is a variation on her pattern. So I just have to talk to Crystal about how to handle it. Let's see, that's, what else? I'm always looking for new ideas. And I have to tell you, this book, which Fiber Floozy sent me, Indispensable Stitch Collection for Crocheters, that's where I get a lot of my ideas, is I see stitches and stitch sequences, stitch patterns, and I think, oh, I could do something with that. I mean, that's where this big shawl that I'm working with came from. And so, tell me, what's in your queue? What are you planning to do? What do you have in the way of... Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? This Coronation Street DVD trivia game. This came from Katrina in Canada, because I was raving about, you know, it was probably on one of these Tuesdays I was raving about TV, and she showed me that she had this game, and just out of the blue she sent it to me. How lovely is that? I mean, I don't ask for gifts, Sometimes I ask for money, but I don't ask for gifts. But I'm always grateful when people show their love in that way. Um, so anyway, what's in your project queue? What's coming up? What are you working on now? Let's talk about that. I mean, we have to give lip service to the topic before we just go off and do something else. You know how it is. Also, I'm going to put up the StreamYard link so that if anybody wants to join me up here, that would be lovely. This is another bit of merch with this same logo that Daniel from Paw Ply Yarns created for me. And let's see. I don't see many comments. Hit me with some comments, people. Either that or come up and join me. Yay! Leanne always loves to join me, and I think it's wonderful when she does.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Hey, Frenchie. Parked your daughter's cardigan waiting for more yarn. Oh, I've been in that situation. I find it annoying. But then sometimes you just can't predict how much you're going to need.
That's right. Yeah, I predict I need a lot.
Yeah.
I'm always needing some. So how you been?
Me? I've been good. Hey, Frenchie.
Hi.
I said, hey.
Hey. So what's in your project queue, Frenchie?
Well, like I said, I'm waiting for more yarn for my daughter's cardigan.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, it looks so
right now,
oh my word.
Right
Oh
now,
my goodness. That
it looks like one of those Supreme Court pamphlet thingies.
Now, what kind of yarn are you using for that?
It's homespun.
Yeah.
Is it okay? And whose pattern is it?
It's called the Beachcomber cardigan. I don't remember the designer name.
Oh, excuse me.
It's basically one puff stitch, one shell, one puff stitch, one shell.
Hey, Linda. Linda's here. Yay. Excellent. Excellent. It looks
And in the meantime, I'm making those wind spinner thingies.
Oh. I don't know what those are.
Really? They're like completely viral right now.
Really?
I don't spend enough time online. Not like I used to. Sometimes you have to take a break.
You hang them outside and the wind picks them up and twirls them around.
Oh,
it's a yarn version of, I mean, I've seen them made from other materials, but not yarn before.
Oh.
Hey, Gina. Gina, did you get your package?
Hello, Linda. That is sweet.
That's cool. I haven't seen that though.
Dadgummit.
I just posted the short. I have one outside right now. I posted a short showing it off.
Oh, cool.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So anyway, so this sweater idea I have is based on Bag O' Day recently did. Oh, I'm glad you got it, Gina, and thank you so much. It's made with love and a lot of yarn that I wanted to get rid of. Ha ha. But anyway, this sweater idea I had is sort of based on a post that Bag O' Day did, Crystal Bag O' Day, where she did a pullover sweater using granny squares.
Um,
And I had the idea of doing a cardigan with different kinds of granny squares.
mhm.
Doing my own sleeves, because if I'm not mistaken, almost always her sleeves are top down, and my sleeves, I have to do them bottom up, or else it drives me crazy.
Mhm.
Um, so when I finish it, I will consult with Crystal and find out. Oh, Lori's making a spinner too. Um, let's see what else is going on. See, now, normally, or at least in the past, we have gone until 3 o'clock, and then when we go see Brenda,
Mhm.
but she no longer does her um, live streams regularly at 3 o'clock on Tuesdays. So we can go as long as we want, because um, there might be other people who go live at 3 o'clock. If there are, I would be happy to hear about them, but I don't know
I don't know.
whether anyone does.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm doing Crystal's one of her it's like a vest and it goes down to her almost to her knees and it ties up here.
So it's a little bit like a duster vest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the back so far. Let me get the thing out. This is the back. You start with the back. So this is the back. And you
Uh-huh.
work your way down,
Ooh.
and you go around, I guess. Right now I'm watching it on I've got the video saved.
So is it like all done in one piece?
I don't think
Or
so.
is it done in panels that are sewn
I'm thinking
together?
it's gonna be done in panels, but right now you gotta start with the back. So that's what I'm starting with.
Okay, yeah, because I can see how that could be done all in one piece
I could
if
too,
it's going
but
to be a long vest where
yeah.
you just tie it together like under the arms.
You could tie. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just going piece by piece. I'm just doing what she tells me to do. But I'm doing it in this color right here.
I like that. What is it?
It is Karen Cotton Cake, and I'll spell it out to you because I can't pronounce it. CALICO flowers.
Can you hold it up to the camera so that I can see the label?
Can you see?
A little bit. Calico flowers.
Okay.
Calico.
That I loved it. As soon as I seen it,
I
I gotta have it.
I love that color. Yeah. Oh, Lori made that vest too. Hey, PJ.
Oh, really? I seen that vest and I thought, oh, I gotta make it. I gotta make it before I do
Do you
anything
know,
else.
it looks a little bit like a pattern that I did that was sort of it was all one piece and it was sort of in the form of a kimono shawl.
Yeah.
And it's on my Ravelry, and Sabrina Maladiez did a tutorial based on it. And I'm always amazingly flattered when other people do tutorials on my patterns.
Oh.
And I've been quite honored with that. So it does look a little bit like that, and there are lots of things that you could do. You could use like a tie. You could sew it together, either just at one point or all the way down the side. You could do all sorts of things. You could have a tie to tie it together in the front, or you could use some sort of a shawl brooch that would also work.
Yeah.
Oh, Lori wore that vest on vacation and got.
Oh,
I
really?
think you mean compliments and not complaints.
Great. I just can't wait to get it done. This will be my second thing or second wearable.
Oh, that's right. You were showing us last week another top that you were working on.
Yeah, that's
And I think you posted a picture of you wearing the top.
yeah. I did try to, and you were right, and it was a little too big up here.
Okay.
The straps up here. If
Uh-huh.
I had went down one size, it would have fit
Okay.
up here.
But you can work around that.
I didn't want to wear it anyway.
Ah! Ah! Was it for someone else?
Huh?
Was it for someone else?
No, no, it was for me, but because of the fact that it was longer in the back than and plus it's I just know I could have done better,
I
and I'm
oh,
gonna do better. I'm gonna do that pattern again, and I'm gonna do that.
everything that I create, I say I could do better
Yeah,
because
that's me
there
too.
are
I'm a
always
little hard on
mistakes.
myself.
Yeah.
I'll
In
do
fact,
better.
actually, that is a topic that I should bring back, which is where do you draw the line in
Yeah,
terms of how many mistakes do you tolerate and how bad are they, and is it different depending upon what you're doing or who the recipient is, or in fact what time of night it is sometimes.
yeah, because I mean, my husband, he said, "Oh, it looks great." I said, "Really?" He said, "Are you just saying that?" Of course, he would tell me the truth, flat up. I mean, he ain't gonna lie to me. But I said, "Look how long it is in the back." I got tickled at. But anyway, I did it. I made the wearable. I got it done. So this gonna be
And
my second
ju-
one.
you can always, if you don't want to wear it yourself, you can always donate it, you can gift it. I myself don't sell anything because it's more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, yeah.
Although I know a number of people in our community do sell a lot, and more power to them. I just can't do that.
So I just wanted to make this right here because I seen it and I fell in love with it. Because I got to get going on my shawls and my ponchos so I can release those patterns. Because I haven't done that. I got to get my store up to. I hadn't got that up to par.
Blind Stitches suggests that you wear the top with some leggings and boots, or some skinny jeans, or I would maybe a tank top underneath because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think a tank top would be appropriate for that.
Yeah.
But and I think that would look quite nice. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's your fashion though, if it's the sort of thing that you wear.
No. My I wear just plain jeans or what are those things? Capris. That's my fashion. Jeans and capris. T-shirts, big T-shirts, like Mickey Mouse T-shirts. That's
Oh,
it.
Shonda is here. Hey, Shonda, glad to see you.
Hi, Shonda.
Oh, wow. Lori has a very supportive husband.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
I remember what that's like, vaguely.
Will you quit?
I'm sorry. I.
No, I'm talking to my dog. She is
Oh.
trying to push me off here. She's trying to-
Speaking of dogs, did y'all hear
Yeah.
the 10-year-old Cocker Spaniel that we were applying for? Still with his foster because he's undergoing heartworm treatment, but he's coming to us.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yay!
I was so
So,
happy to hear that.
and he's 10 years old. I don't know how many years we have left with him, but I don't know how many
Well,
years I have left. But
that's right. You can't predict stuff like that.
exactly. But the one time I met him, he was a little shy, but he was also rather distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And dogs are very often more accepting of women than men, um, as far as strangers go. So I don't think it will take very long before he warms up to me.
Hey, Daniel.
Oh, hey, Daniel.
Hi,
Glad to
Daniel.
see you.
Yeah, he'll warm up to you. Just
Yeah,
give him
'cause
time.
I mean, my parents, oh gosh, this was 20, 25 years ago. They adopted a dog. Um, and they were told that the dog was very suspicious of men. Well, my dad, especially where kids and dogs were concerned, was so incredibly loving. There
Mm,
was no time at all before they were bonded
yeah.
for life.
Mm.
So I only wish I could be that loving, that admirable. So I hope that this dog will also bond to me. Now, I have some toys that I picked up at the store that
Mhm.
I have. Um, you know how they say to make things, give things in a new house your smell so that they will
Yeah.
become familiar with your smell?
Yep.
Those toys are in my dirty clothes hamper.
Hi, PJ. Yep, that's what we did when we first got our two puppy dogs. They were
Yeah.
babies. We got two blankets and we put our smell on them, and that's how.
Yeah, exactly. And my I ordered a bed and it came yesterday.
Mhm.
Yesterday, oh my God, I had 3 packages at the UPS store. I could hardly carry them out the door. And one of them was the one that I showed that Julie sent me.
Uh-huh.
Um, but so one of them was the dog bed that I ordered. So I
Oh.
suggested that my sister like wrap it in a nightgown or something,
Mhm.
so that it would smell like her too,
Yeah.
because so it's PJ is asking Daniel about mapping.
I have no idea.
I
Napping.
don't
Napping.
napping. Oh, okay, napping.
He's really, really tired.
Napping is a good.
Because
Oh.
he's
Well,
working a lot.
if he ever slept, he might not be so tired. Anyway, I'm gonna put the
I know. I keep telling
these
him that.
young people nowadays. I just don't know. Hey, Ruby.
I don't know.
These young people. So Daniel, I just put that link up if you want to come on. I'm just saying. But other people are welcome as well. So, what else were we talking about? So I don't know when we will get the dog. I've been working on this room at least in making sure there's as little as possible that's on the floor.
Mhm.
Because you know how dogs are.
Yeah.
And that I have to work on my bedroom next, and that's going to be a real challenge because I'm not a housekeeper by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, because you don't know, he may be a shredder. No, I'm just joking. Uh-oh.
Now he's
Okay.
going to sleep. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he's making
You better.
typos. I knew what you meant.
Yeah, Daniel, you need to get some sleep. I don't
It's
know.
okay for you to say you
Go
love
to
me
bed.
too.
Because
I'm
if I was
tired.
closer, I'd go over to his house and tucking him so tight he can't get out of bed.
But then how could he take care of Oslo? So yeah, Ruby, we were just talking about this 10-year-old Cocker Spaniel rescue that we're going to get. Still with his foster because he's undergoing heartworm treatment, and we're not sure exactly when we're going to get him.
When he's undergoing treatment for heartworms, what they actually do? Is it
Well, you know, go ahead.
and what kind of treatment is it?
Oh, okay. They heartworms are these parasites
Mm-hmm.
that they're like transmitted as eggs, I guess,
Yeah.
and then they wind up in like the hearts and lungs, and they can cause like congestive heart failure. They can like make it extremely difficult for an animal to breathe.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, Michelle's Mosaics. And then that the way that they treat it is that they inject. It's a little bit like chemotherapy, where they give enough of a poison that will kill the heartworms, but it also can make the dog a little bit sick. So the dog has to be
Mhm.
under constant supervision during the treatment period.
Oh,
And he has to really be kept from exerting himself too much because, you know, dogs want to run around and that causes their hearts to beat
mhm.
a lot. And that, oh, excuse me, and that might compromise
Yeah.
the efforts of trying to eradicate the heartworms. So, I mean, it's more difficult for some dogs than others,
Yeah.
especially if they're young, because you know the young
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know how energetic he is. He probably is fairly energetic, because 10 years old isn't all that
Mhm.
old.
No.
So
Yeah.
yes, Ruby, it is extremely common in the
Yeah.
South. Yeah. And Ruby says it's great that I take on a senior dog.
Mhm.
Um, uh, well, that's honestly because my sister and I are seniors ourselves. We're both almost 60, so and neither in really great health. So we don't have the energy for a German Shepherd puppy. Although I'd love to have a German Shepherd puppy.
I don't. Nobody has the energy for that.
For a German Shepherd puppy, I know.
Oh my goodness, they are. Oh my goodness.
Or a Great Dane. Can you imagine?
Oh, they pull you everywhere. Those dogs are so big. They're like big.
The first time we went, this one rescue organization works with a locally owned pet shop near us. So the first time we went there, when they were having a an event, they had this. I think it was a Labrador mix,
Uh-huh.
just a few years old, not a senior dog at all. I thought that was the sweetest dog ever, but he was a little too big and my sister was not comfortable.
Um,
And she's a little less stable than I am. She's had a lot of back and ankle
yeah.
problems. Um, yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
So that would be a task. And we have a small fenced-in backyard. We live in, I guess you would call it garden homes or
Mhm.
something. Basically, it's condominiums that are like row houses or something, but they're all one story.
Yeah.
And so we have a small fenced-in backyard.
Good.
Um, and I think it has been fixed so that if we let a dog out, the dog would not really be able to escape. But dogs can be very crafty.
Yep. They can climb.
But a big dog would certainly not be able to escape. A Cocker Spaniel sized dog might be able to dig under the
Hey,
fence or
yeah.
something. Yeah. So, anyway, anytime he's outside, we will still have to supervise, which is okay. Gets us out of the house. And sometimes we don't get out as much as we should. But, okay. Okay, what else? What else do we want to talk about? Yeah, Ruby says it's from mosquitoes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm not surprised. Oh, I just got a new email. I wonder what that was. Probably nothing. Oh, oh, it's a picture. Oh, lovely. It's pictures that I can use with a pattern that I just today published on Ravelry. So one of my testers sent me pictures. So I love that tester. Um, So I will add those to my Ravelry listing. And it is the semicircular Alicia shawl, which is not exactly a perfect semicircle, but the pictures are great. So I have some really good testers, but always looking for more.
Me?
Hmm?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I am too.
Yep. So anyone who wants to test my patterns and hasn't yet, then just email me. I just sent out the orange thing that I was showing my work in progress. I sent out the pattern this week. I don't know, a few days ago. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, that's the one you're working on now?
Yeah.
I see
So
it.
the pattern is complete, but the sample isn't. So I sent it out and I asked people to first. I always want people to read it first and let me know if there are problems in understanding before they even pick up a hook.
Yeah.
And then if they want to and have the time and the inclination, then they can see how it works. Oh, Heather, I understand. Heather, you were actually very helpful with my semicircular shawl. I love it when I get questions. I also hate it when I get questions because I mean, I don't want to. Now, see, I used to do business writing for a living, and it was my job to translate, to be the liaison really between the business people and the technical people in like requirements documents. So I like to think I'm a pretty good writer. And when I learn that I've made a mistake, well, I've always been this way. Whenever I learn that I've made a mistake, I get really down on myself. I'm sure I'm the only person in the world like that. Uh-oh.
PJ.
I'm glad you were here, PJ. So, but Heather has been very helpful, and I think that my pattern is a lot better now with questions from Heather and other people who have been testing. So, and honestly, as far as the patterns that I have published, do you know what the biggest criticism was?
What?
I need a line space between bullet points. Hey, Dana.
Hi, Dana.
It's Triple C. Hey.
So, Dana, we were just talking about my new puppy, the new bearded yarn pup. And we were also talking about a pattern that I just today published. And then I've got I just now by email I got some pictures that I can use with that Ravelry post too. So I think that I probably give myself goals that are too ambitious in terms of publishing patterns, because sometimes they get complicated and require different rounds of testing, and so I can't publish them as frequently as I would like. Some of them are simple patterns, and I can feel reasonably confident publishing them without going through rounds of testing. But things like that, especially like that Alicia, semicircle Alicia shawl, not so much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Okay. All right.
Oh, show Dana what you're working on. It's beautiful. I love the colors.
My hook out. If I can pick it up. Is she looking? Dana!
Well, I hope so. She's still in the room. So, and you said that was Lion Brand Mandala in calico something, right?
No, it's Karen Counting Cake.
Oh, Karen Cotton Cakes in
Yep.
calico something
Yep,
or other.
flowers. Yeah.
Calico flowers. Okay.
This is the back. So I got a ways to go though. I got to get to. I forgot how many inches I got to get down to, or get up to, for my size. That's the thing. You have to make it to your. I'm having to measure myself now to make it my size.
That's I try to avoid like these standardized sizes, and I try to encourage people whenever I do a garment, which is not all that often. I do mostly shawls because
Yeah, me too.
people seem to like my shawls.
Mm-hmm.
So of course I have to do more of them.
Yeah.
But whenever I do a garment, I very often I'll say start with a garment that fits and measure that. Or I remember there was a month or two when I was doing like these clergy stoles, which nobody ever wanted at all. Hi, Divergent. I didn't see you come in. I was doing these clergy stoles, and I would always quote this this one pattern that I found, which I was basically looking for like a reference for measurements. But that one pattern said, first measure your priest. I thought that was hysterical. I never did measure a priest.
Yeah.
For that or anything else.
No.
But and I've known a few in my day. But Ruby is finishing up some Karen Cake cotton squares. Oh, you're finding that it tangles a lot? Are you speaking of yarn barf or what else? Well, Ruby, it's also true of the Episcopal Church. I have done so many years doing church music in the Episcopal Church, largely because they have the budget. And actually, I became a member of that denomination. So it is true of Episcopalians as well. And that's actually, for those outside the U.S., that's what we call Anglicans in the U.S. So, anyway, let's see. Nightbot is on the job, doing a very good job. Let's see. Oh, Michelle is almost finished with another mosaic blanket.
Oh.
Mosaic?
Yeah, I love them.
It was on my list of things to accomplish this year. I did a little bit with mosaic, trying to create like a baby cardigan. I didn't find it really worked for a baby cardigan.
Oh.
It would work a lot better for a blanket, frankly. But no.
So did you work it into a blanket? Or did you not yet?
I abandoned it, really.
Oh, okay. Because I thought about doing one, but I don't know.
And because the pieces of the baby cardigan were so small, I wasn't going to really be able to harvest yarn in sufficient quantities without having to use a lot of knots to tie them together. That I thought it would really be worthwhile to harvest the yarn and do something else, unless it was all as a test of some sort. So anyway, as soon as I finished this one, this was I called it I tell you the truth, this particular stitch in the that book I was showing you, that crochet stitch reference manual, is called the
Yeah.
sieve stitch.
The Sid stitch?
Sieve, Sieve.
Sieve. Oh, okay.
And since
What book was that?
it's this one that Fiber Floozy sent me, it's called
I got that book. Yeah.
Indispensable Stitch Collection for Crocheters.
I just got it.
So I was just leafing through it because very often that's how I get ideas. I'll see a stitch or a stitch sequence and I think, oh, that's cool. What can I do with that? And that was my idea with this. I think I made it a little too large, a little too long for a wrap. But I'm not going to redo it, I'll tell you that.
Oh, it looks good to me.
Yeah, but it's 90 inches long. That's a little long for a wrap. But you know what? I'm not going to redo it. I'm just going to keep going until I run out of yarn, which seems like never. This is the yarn that would not die.
Oh, Lord.
But I like to have a wrap that is at least like 18 inches wide. And right now I'm up to like 12 or 13. So I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, you got to get it. Yeah, Dana, you have to get that book.
I like it. I like stitch reference books. I like to watch stitch tutorials on YouTube, and often from them I will get some really good ideas. And there are some really fun looking things in here. And the reason I chose this one is because it's easy. You know, I'm all about easy, and and I could see it working up really, really well. You know, using a nice yarn. And I had this one weight yarn. I'm double stranding it, and I'm using a J hook. So in effect, it's a 2-weight yarn with a J hook. So you know it's going to be a nice drape.
Oh, good.
Most of my patterns, actually, I recommend using a hook larger than what is suggested for the yarn because I like a nice drape.
Yeah, that's good. I like what you're doing. I got the Crochet Block Bible.
I don't believe I know that one.
It's 100 blocks, different blocks.
Oh wow!
So
now I picked up this one on sale at Joann's.
Uh-huh.
I had it before, but I think I got rid of it. Because you know how when you move and you just purge a lot of belongings.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I got rid of it at some point. So, but since I found it on sale, I got it again.
Yep.
And it's by Edie Ekman. I have met her actually at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. They talk about Rhinebeck, Rhinebeck, New York, where it is. I mean, you'll probably hear Rhinebeck more frequently than New York Sheep and Wool Festival. It's a major event, and I met her there twice, actually, 2 years in a row. And bought books both times, of course. And she was lovely and very encouraging.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yeah, exactly. So when I go to this men's fiber retreat in September, one of the events is another yarn festival. It's called the Adirondack Yarn Festival, which I don't know anything about. I looked it up online. And I think that they are still gathering vendors and things. I know it won't be as large as Rhinebeck, but I still think. Dana loves Edie Ekman.
Oh,
as anyone should. This is a very useful book, as is this stitch collection.
Yeah.
Roy and Becky purged and moved into an RV.
Yeah, I seen that. Wow.
Do you know, I don't imagine moving into an RV, but if I, those tiny houses they have.
Oh
First
yeah.
time I ever saw one of those, I was going, where's the piano? But
You can't put a piano.
but
No.
I could imagine living in a tiny house, you know,
Mhm.
off by myself because I'm such an isolator. You know, I love all of this online interaction, but
Yeah.
if you all came to my door, I would just lock the door, turn the lights off, and hide.
Yeah. I do get nervous around meeting people and stuff.
Mm.
I'm comfortable around my husband and my son. But if you put more people in the room with me, I get very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think also since the whole lockdown thing,
Mhm.
um, it's become even more
Mhm.
uncomfortable to be around people, especially new people. Not
Yeah.
necessarily that you're suspicious of them, but I myself have become so accustomed to this isolated lifestyle, which
Mhm.
is what I have loved all along anyway. That
Yeah. And now, but see, then you get paranoid because every time somebody sneezes or coughs, you're looking at, like, looking at them like, what, what I'm
I
saying?
don't I don't get paranoid in that way. It's just
Sometimes
like,
some people are that way though. Some
well,
people,
I know there are a lot of people who
yeah,
are who
I'm
are
thinking,
that way,
"Ooh."
and
Well,
yeah,
I
I
kind
saw
of,
this mask on Etsy. I had to get it.
I was. Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, exactly.
that's a good one.
And nowadays, people more and more, even without it being suggested, they're just like stores are putting up the signs back up that say, you should wear a mask in here.
Yeah, they're putting it back up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw it a lot when I was last weekend when I drove up to the Charlotte area and then came
Mhm.
back. A lot of the stores required masks. Down here, I haven't seen it necessarily. Well, no. Yesterday, I did see it on one door, on one storefront. So I should start doing it anyway. And in fact, I observed. I have this one mask that if I'm not wearing it over my face, I just wear it. Just pull it down around my neck. And
Yeah.
then I observed when I went to the men's room and looked in the mirror. I thought, "Ooh, that's sort of flattering. It looks like a turtleneck, isn't it? Yeah, I could do
They're
that."
an spot.
I have to wear a mask tomorrow. I have to go get my infusion this time. I get, I don't know. We have to have we have to wear a mask at the doctor's office. You can't have nobody go in with you anymore. So
I stopped by a fast food restaurant when I was traveling last weekend. I stopped by a fast food restaurant. The people in line were more
mhm.
adherent to proper mask practice than the people behind the counter. I saw, well, in the first place they didn't have enough people behind the counter because they were like really slow because nobody can get help anymore.
Mm-mm.
um, but I saw one person wearing a mask properly, and I saw at least one person with no mask at all. um, So it sort of makes you not want to ever go to fast food restaurants again
Mm-mm.
anyway. But at least that didn't make me sick.
Yeah.
I was hungry. It was lunchtime.
Mhm.
Um, I did actually submit a review to the um, main website for this franchise because that was not my only complaint about this one restaurant.
Mhm.
I did a review also about the hotel where I stayed, which I chose for a very low price. And once again, it seems like it's one of those lessons you have to learn over and over again. You get what you pay
Get
for.
what you pay for. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
It was awful. But,
Mm.
within hours, I posted it I got it through one of the travel broker websites. But I also posted the review on my Facebook page and linked the actual page for this hotel chain.
Hmm.
Within hours, I had a response.
Uh-oh.
So, no, they wanted me to contact them.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, if they're going to offer me free lodging, I'll
Mm-hmm.
put up with a lot of crap for free lodging.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a road trip coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, this place, I recall it, and I tend to write in a somewhat flowery manner. So I said that although it looked like the linens were clean, they didn't really feel or smell as if they had been laundered during the reign of the current monarch.
Oh,
So that's
that
sort
might have
of
gone over the head of a few people.
it probably did, but I enjoyed writing it anyway. Actually,
70
Beck-
years is a long time.
that's sure. Well, you don't know which monarch I'm talking about, but
Well, the current monarch. I mean, there's a lot of kings and queens around, but
yeah,
there's
I mean,
only one that most of us can actually name.
it's true. It's true.
Like, who's the king of Denmark? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I visited Denmark, and my friend who was a Danish native pointed out some pictures of like the monarchy there, and there is a surviving monarchy in a number of European nations, and it's in almost all of them. I'm sure it has the ceremonial function that it does in England. And I'm not one of those who is an anti-monarchist. And I know there are, and I know that they have rational reasons for their argument, but I don't
I'm in
subscribe
Canada.
to their arguments. So
I'm in Canada. We pay a lot of taxes for our governor general, and whenever we foot the bill when they come and visit, and like, why?
well, there's a lot of why in the U.S. government as well.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me started on that.
But
Anyway,
I'm just saying it's it's a lot of money for appearances.
Yeah.
That argument is valid, and I'm not even gonna really discuss it at length because I'm not all that informed. But Ruby says she thinks a lot of people resent the money spent on the English monarchy, but as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. I mean, since Charles II, the monarchy has really been more of a ceremonial position than anything else. But it is, if I understand correctly, and I could be wrong, it wouldn't be the first time, maybe the second or third. But if I understand correctly, the symbolic value of the monarchy is valuable, is very dear to many British people. So I don't, and I'm not well enough informed to really discuss that at length. So I can only give my uninformed impressions. But I sort of like the monarchy. But then I'm a big old honkin' Anglophile. So, and always have been. Moving right along. So, have I missed anybody who has come into the room? It looks like our numbers have remained stable for quite some time. So I don't know whether people are coming and going, or
I don't know.
maybe I'm just turning off everybody who comes into the room and they say, "Oh no, not him! I'm leaving." But wouldn't be the first time. Oh, I just noticed this in the background. This is, I was so tired of blue hats, I turned around and made a green one.
Oh.
But this is my bot-along entry. This is her herringbone. I don't even know if that's what she calls it, but it's a beanie that is all herringbone double crochet.
Yeah. Yep. I love it.
So, and it's I don't know how it fits in the numbering system. Hi, Nixie Pixie. So yeah, this goes in my donation bin.
Oh.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I can't believe I forgot to mention it. Shira of the She Show from Lion Brand Yarns, the one who created Hat Not Hate. She gave me a shout out today.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I am so happy for you.
I mean, just the other day, I don't know, she posted something on Instagram and I replied that I had just sent off a box with a bunch. And she replied to my reply, which I thought was very nice. But then today, when she was doing like this unboxing thing, because of course she is totally inundated with hats now, she didn't show my hats, which is fine, but she showed my postcard, which is better. She said that I had submitted 85 hats.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I was totally thrilled. I've actually gotten some really nice shout outs recently from people, and I keep forgetting to acknowledge them. But Urban Yarns, Gary showed pictures of he had made 1 or 2 shawls with my Alicia shawl pattern. And of course, Fiber Spider has done a few tutorials. Who else? Other people. I can't even think of all the other people, but it's been it's been perfectly lovely. So, I mean, the channel is growing, which is lovely. I mean, as far as membership goes, I'm okay with a slow and steady growth. I don't need a lot all at once. As far as hours, I'm happy with the hours that I'm getting. I hope that I can maintain sufficient hours to stay monetized. And I am getting a lot of really wonderful support from viewers, for which I'm really grateful. I mean, I showed this wonderful package from Julie Chafimaza that came, that includes this amazing ice yarn.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like green and blue and silver and sparkly, and there was another one as well, and also there are people who are joining my Patreon and my YouTube channel, and watching my videos, and not just the lives, because my Monday Men, I love doing my Monday Men. That just might be my favorite thing that I do all week. I love the live streams, I really do, but I really love doing the interviews. And I get some really great people, some very high profile people.
What's
And I have some of those high profile people coming up soon. But I had Fiber Spider, I had Smells Like Yarn, I had not as a Monday man, but on a Friday I had Crystal Bagoday as an interview subject.
Right.
I mean, it was like I was touched by God then. I mean, and she's too modest to even think that way. But you know, she has such an amazing stature, and so I'm really happy with the growth of my channel and the support and love that I've received from people.
Oh, you deserve it. You're awesome.
Oh, you're so sweet. I mean, that's why I let you up all the time, because you say beautiful things.
Well, I'm honest too, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Dana is also saying something very complimentary, and but yeah, it's. Oh, Dana says that Bagoday visited her room last night. I think that's lovely.
Oh, that's awesome, Dana.
Oh, Ruby says she likes my very, 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 or they're like 15 years old, those singing videos. But you know, people still like them. I was thinking, since I now have a keyboard, right now it's covered with crap, but I thought about doing a singing video, a new one. But I would probably have to hook up some sort of a speaker to the keyboard, and that would be complicated. But I'll figure it out. I might do one. I think I should make that a goal.
Yeah.
Because you know, every now and then I'll sing a few lines in a live stream. I think it was a birthday live stream for Joe of Joe's Building Sports, where I sang a little song for him and I got it wrong. And I felt so bad. I hope he appreciated it. I think he did.
Of course it's appreciated. Who cares if you get a few bars wrong?
Yeah.
Just like anything else, it's the thought that counts.
Oh, Ruby mentions that I sang with Italian man knits. What Pasquale, perfectly lovely fellow. I really, really enjoyed talking with him, and I think when he asked me about my Italian, which is very, very rusty, I replied with "Si mi chiamano Minu," which is a soprano aria, of course. You would think I would go "Una furtiva lagrima," but no. At least I didn't go "in questa reggia," which is alarming to everybody.
La donna di mobile is nice.
Unless you try to sing it. That thing is hard. Yeah, that's a hard one. Although it's right in my fa, as they call it, my vocal pigeonhole, that roll. But no, I always had a brick wall where high notes were concerned. So that one didn't quite.
Ever since Voyager parodied that song, I can't think of that song without the Doctor's lyrics in it.
Okay, I don't know the reference that you're making.
It's Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never really watched much of that.
But every time I hear that song, I hear their lyrics because it's just so funny.
I always hear it in Pavarotti's voice because it was just perfect for him vocally. But and I saw it's from Rigoletto, and I saw a production of that was updated. And there's a phenomenon in the opera world which I don't quite understand, where they update a storyline from the remote past to a somewhat less remote past. Not to the current day, but to a less remote past. And I'm going, why? I just don't get it. And I have seen it, and it's unusual actually. I have seen productions where opera storylines are updated to, say, the current day, where it works. But I've seen many more where I don't think it does work. And, you know, I know that most of my audience doesn't really know opera, and that's okay. But I'm just running off at the mouth right now. So, anyway.
Well, I'm going to have to go. I've got to get up and walk around. My leg is killing me.
Actually, we've been online for about an hour and 16 minutes, so I should probably go as well, and just let people move on to other things.
Yeah, I gotta get and walk around. I don't know why my left leg is really bothering me.
Ruby compares updating opera to updating Shakespeare storylines. Exactly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It worked for West Side Story. And you know, updating Jane Austen's Emma to Clueless, that worked. But a lot of other things don't. But what are you going to do? You can't stop progress. You can just bitch and moan about it.
Oh, well.
In my day.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm pretty good at bitching and moaning.
That's right. I'll catch y'all later.
Okay, I'm so glad you were here, Leanne.
Leanne.
Bye.
And as I say, I should probably be going as well, just to let people move on with their day, and just to get some other things accomplished as well. I have this piece of my moss stitch sweater beside me, so I'm thinking it wouldn't take all that much effort to stitch it together today. I can put the other things aside. It would, but you know. Anyway. Oh, Nixie Pixie's grandmother was a fan of Pavarotti. Oh, yeah. He had his flaws, but overall, just amazing. Anyway, so I want to thank everybody for coming here. I do not do this often enough, but thank you so much for all of my supporters and subscribers and everything. And if you're not a subscriber yet, then please subscribe or hit the like button, and share, and come back and see other videos. And thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to end the broadcast right now. Thank you all.
Alrighty. Bye,
so
everybody. Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.